It simply mattered too much for Collingwood.
Yeah! Yeah! You happy place.
Up to play.
It's another fan badge, this time Lockie Schultz, Shooter McGavin, whatever you want to call him. The man from Moama, the man from Fremantle, the man from Williamstown, wherever he's from. Just grateful to have Lockie Schultz in my life right now. Here's a merchandise idea. Lockie Schultz plush dolls. I don't know, it's a licensed print money, I reckon, particularly in September. If he wins a Norm Smith medal, create Lockie Schultz plush dolls with a Norm Smith medal, and I'll take just 20% royalties from that. So this is technically a better late than never review of Collingwood's 6-point win over Melbourne Friday night at the MCG, round 24, to end a home and away season, to end a season for Melbourne and for Collingwood. We're finally back on the winners list. Relief, and we're all but secured for top 4, unless the Giants do something crazy and certain results don't go our way. But I'm pretty certain we'll finish top 4. I'll discuss that a little bit more later. I've got to give respect to Melbourne. They played above their ladder position yet again against us. Bottom 6 side, my ass. They're experienced players, they're youngsters. They just need a good, proper senior coach next year, and who knows how they go next year. Once again, we took on Melbourne, their better side, that is, and we come out on top in a close game. We've got the jump over them, but it doesn't feel like a one-sided rivalry. They always bring their best against us, for the most part, that is. And a 6-point win over Melbourne, I'll take that. We're cemented for top 4. This was the entree to Port Adelaide's main course. Travis Boak and Ken Hinkley's farewell games as coach and player, and Port Adelaide winning, therefore not allowing Gold Coast to finish top 4, and Collingwood are all but cemented for top 4, again, unless Giants beat St Kilda by 20-plus goals and some wacky results occur during the week or on Sunday. I am recording this on a Saturday night. Now, you may ask why on a Saturday night. Well, it's because, I was working all Saturday, went out for dinner, and I did consider doing this on a Sunday morning, recording this and then uploading it, then going off to the VFL. But I am going to include the machinations for games on Sunday. Again, Giants against St Kilda, Dogs against Fremantle. Not so much Dogs against Fremantle, because that's win and take all. But Brisbane against Hawthorn. Chance to finish either 3rd or most likely 4th. I'm thinking most likely 4th, and therefore taking on Adelaide week 1 qualifying finals, which, oh boy, rumble in the jungle. But just real briefly on this game against Melbourne, where do I start? I guess first quarter, things look good. We kicked the first 2 goals. Forward 50 connections were hit and miss. If we hit, we were marking and having set shots from difficult angles, and we were just failing to convert. I had to rewatch the full game and just make sure that these weren't easy misses, and they weren't really easy misses. Just missing, mostly to the left side. Now, I'm on level 4. I'm diagonal from those misses, and the goal umpire does deceive me from time to time. So sometimes it looks like they're running straight to the right, and it's a clear behind, but it wasn't really a clear behind looking at the replays and posters as well. Only a 1-point lead at quarter time. Melbourne did kick goals on quick transition, basically just opening us up on defensive setup or defensive zoning. We do have to improve on that now. We did improve on that in game, but we've got to make sure teams like Melbourne, and I know Melbourne aren't playing finals, but teams who aren't known for quick transition and just pace and dash and run and carry and whatnot. Second quarter, the first half of the second quarter was a bit of a stalemate. Just something we got to get out of these stalemates, and made us pay in the third quarter. But stalemate halfway through the second quarter, got back the ascendancy late in the second quarter. 13-point lead, had all the momentum, and then bam. No pun intended, but Jeremy Howe gets subbed out with a groin injury, recurring groin injury, that is. It's the 4th game in a row for Jeremy Howe he's been subbed out of. Carlton, late third quarter, was more management, but maybe there was more to it. Gold Coast Suns does his groin, comes back against Hawthorn, subbed out, knocked out. And then this game against Melbourne comes back in, and he's done his groin. So scans will confirm over the weekend, or who knows, very soon, whether Jeremy Howe does play in September, whether he misses any games or not. They're saying it's minor, but it's all watch this space. Again, love saying it, and it's going to be mentioned in this situation here. It's watch this space for Jeremy Howe. This could very well be it for Jeremy Howe. I'm not so confident his body's holding up, particularly to the rigours of AFL footy, especially for next season. One last hurrah for September, if he's right to return at some point in September. But besides that, we've got to think long term, and all of a sudden, Jack Silvani's signature and Reef McInnes' return becomes more important for 2026. Another stalemate in the third quarter. and then Melbourne kicks 5 unanswered goals, or not 5 unanswered goals, sorry, but kicking 5 goals to 1 in the third quarter. The third quarter is where our strength. I'm not sure what's happened in the third quarters for Collingwood. We come out a little bit better to start the third quarter. Didn't hit it on the scoreboard, but Melbourne kicking goals at their ass and just they looked much better, much more hungrier. That 5-10 minute patch late in the third quarter, and they nearly ran away with it. Kicked the first goal of the final quarter, 16 points up. Now, there are tipping points in AFL games. When a going gets tough, what do you stand for? And thank goodness Collingwood stood up for something in that final quarter. Not sure what anyone else was feeling or thinking at the time, but I just thought of Chasey Morgan, that scene, just going, no, 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 hell no, no. 16 points up. I just thought, there's no way. There's no bloody way Melbourne's going to run over us in that final quarter. We're going to respond. Something has to click. It's a tipping point for us. And this win was just far too important for us, for our September hopes, and also for our flag chances. But you are justified if you think that we could be going out in straight sets. The last 2 wins we've had, or last 3 wins, or all the wins in winter. We just beat Melbourne. The win prior to that was against Richmond. We beat Carlton by 56 points, beat the Saints by 34 points, beat the Eagles by 29 points, beat the D's by a point. We haven't beaten a top 8 side since May 30th, again, against Hawthorn. You can feel worried and concerned we're not going to cause damage in September, but I feel the break comes at a very important time for Collingwood. I think we can respond. I think the Adelaide game, most likely week 1 qualifying finals, we've got something to play for. I mean, it's a qualifying final. We've got to play for something for sure, but there's some added motivation in that game, a lot of hatred involved, and also for Adelaide against us against them. But you just feel with Adelaide making their first finals appearance in 8 years, are they up to it? Only a handful of players, Laird, Tex Walker, Brodie Smith, and lesser extent Matt Crouch, have that September experience. Alex Neil-Bullen, for Melbourne at least, but Adelaide as a collective, are they ready for September? I know I'm just hyping up September and Adelaide, but are we ready to take on Adelaide? Are we ready to take on Geelong? Can we get our win back against Brisbane, against Hawthorn, against Freo, against GWS, against Gold Coast? Can we hold up against the Bulldogs if they make finals? If we play them in week 2, who knows? But we reached our tipping point. It wasn't our game, but it was our moments. And case in point was Dan McStay's set shot and also mark inside 50 and set shot goal. He's been out of form for the last 6 or 7 weeks. He probably symbolises our drop in form in the last 6 or 7 weeks. But Dan McStay, that set shot goal, I just have a feeling that's going to turn his luck and fortunes and form around. Dan Houston playing back-to-back good games. Jack Crisp back-to-back good games. Pendlebury's final quarter. McCreery hopefully got through the game unscathed. Myercheck, only 1 goal. Membry kept goalless, but DeGoey playing his best game of the year. Jamie Elliott kicking goals as well. Nick Dacos doing his thing in the midfield. Darcy Cameron holding his own against Max Gawn. That game-saving tackle in the final quarter. Ned Long having a solid performance again. Don't expect him to have a virtuoso performance. There were hack kicks inside forward 50, but they weren't direct turnovers. So Ned Long, he's good for 20 disposals a game, 10 tackles, a few clearances. He's getting through it. He's got 1 more month to end the season, so hopefully he ends the season on a high. But I just feel things are simmering at Collingwood. I feel like it's all going to click at the right moment. Certain players are slowly building into top form. Well, not top form, but just building up form for a big September ahead. Few key areas. I mean, we lost a midfield battle, clearly, but we were able to execute or just be able to score every time we got inside 50. Or if we got it inside 50 and they got it out, we were able to just set up normally. So just things to work on still. Stoppages, centre clearances, overall midfield stuff. You know, the usual, the usual for us. Unnecessary turnovers in the forward half, but against Melbourne, weren't able to make us pay in September. If those forward half entries are turnovers, they're going to make us pay, particularly Geelong. Rock solid down back. Brisbane, Hawthorn, Adelaide as well. Everyone will make us pay. So again, things to work on for us, but I'm relieved. If I had to describe this game, or in terms of emotions in one word, this wasn't conflicted. This was relief. And this game was just a pendulum. This Friday night was a pendulum. We were provisionally live ladder. We were 6th halfway through the final quarter, and we enter Sunday morning in 3rd spot. So the little things in life, the little things in footy, looking down on us, and we've had fortunes and results go our way, thankfully, so far this round. Again, 6-point win. Wasn't perfect, but we end the season or the home and away season with a 6-point win on a high. This feels like, or this 2025 home and away season, this feels like 2002. Looking back on that, we looked good for the most part of the season, and then we just started to taper off. Was able to manage or somehow survive or fall into the top four, and it's exactly the case in 2025. Ironically, 2002 we went to Adelaide week one finals, caused the upset. We're most likely going to Adelaide week one finals here, and likely causing, or not likely, but hopefully causing an upset, and who knows from there. There is the VFL wildcard round Sunday afternoon against Williamstown. Now, 14 AFL listed players. I will be there for that game. Now, I'm going there not because it's the wildcard round or I've got free time, but it's more so the players involved. Certain players could be playing for contracts. Certain players could be playing their last game in the Collingwood jumper. Will Hoskin-Elliott, the perfect example. But guys like Tom Mitchell, Mason Cox, Oleg Markov, Finn McRae, possibly being delisted end of year. There's a few handful of players out of contract end of season, but 14 AFL listed players against Williamstown. We look much better here compared to the last time we played Williamstown. So we'll most likely go into this game as the favourites and most likely win this game. And then if we win this game, we'll take on Brisbane next week up there for week one finals, proper week one finals. But the more Collingwood wins, the better. The AFLW side winning their first game in 331 days. Beating GWS by 8 points, final quarter, kicking 2 goals there. And Collingwood's VFLW side takes on North Melbourne next week, Saturday afternoon, 3:15 p.m. start at ETU Stadium in Port Melbourne, returning to the scene of the crime. I might be there for that game. It's a grand final, so hopefully we'll be able to beat North Melbourne here. Second VFLW Premiership, fourth VFLW grand final for Collingwood. Technically fourth. Again, won the Premiership in 2019. Made the grand final in 2021 before COVID lockdowns sabotaged our season there. Undefeated season as well. 2023 lost the grand final, and 2025 against North Melbourne. I'll have the VFL report up Sunday night or Monday morning, and then it's a bye week, so going to experiment and explore video topics, and I don't know what my next upload will be after Sunday, but it's all watch this space. Relief that we're in the top four, most likely top four, guaranteed top four, secure it all, but secure a top four. Just St Kilda, just put up a challenge first, second quarter against GWS, and then we'll know for sure. But just in regards to machinations for possibly finishing in third spot, I'm going to display the certain margins that Hawthorn need, or what we need from Hawthorn in regards to Hawthorn beating Brisbane, hopefully for us. But for Hawthorn, basically, they average just under 90 points a game, so they score 90. We need to make sure Brisbane score anything over 79, so 11 points or less. But the scoring range and the margins that we need, I'm going to display it there. Go over it with a fine-tooth comb. Let me know if I'm wrong or not. Screenshot it, save it, tell your friends, tell your sisters, tell whatever. A lot of machinations still on a Sunday, and then after Sunday, that is it. No more saying machinations. It's all simple. Win, we do this. Lose, we face this. But thank goodness this home and away season is completed. This video is completed. I'll leave you guys all to it. Hope you guys have had a good weekend so far. Be well, stay safe. Look out for my VFL report later on, and Magpies out.